Again, on Wednesday night, they played Game 3 of their critical 4-game series. First inning, Twins up 1-0. Delman Young at bat with the bases loaded. Curtis Granderson misplays that one and falls in over his head. Only 1 run scores because the runners were looking to tag up. And the Tigers not helping young Eddie Bonine, who got a start in a tight spot, his 9th Major League start, but he would settle down. Carl Pavano, you see the numbers against the Tigers this season. He'd been stellar, but all of that means absolutely nothing to Brandon Inge with the bases loaded. First pitch he saw, it'll drive in 2. And the game is tied at 2. 2 batters later, Ramon Santiago with 2 on and 1 out. That'll drop and drive in 2 more. And Detroit with a 4-2 lead, and they're going nuts in the D. Batted 5 runners at the corners for Clete Thomas, 3-2 count. And that is ball 4. So the bases loaded for the Tigers. Miguel Cabrera on deck, and Cabrera swings at the first pitch, but doesn't get much of it. Michael Kadire will make the grab. 2 outs, and Cabrera not happy with his at-bat. And his bat paid for it. Next batter, Magglio Ordonez, 2 outs, bases still loaded. Ordonez swings at the first pitch, had a 2-run double Tuesday in the nightcap. All 3 runs score this time. Tigers take the 7-2 lead. And they finally get to Pavano, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 7 earned runs for him. We go to the 8th. Brandon Lyon on the hill in relief. Bonine went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs on 7 hits. Matt Tolbert at bat with 2 on and 1 out. 1-2 breaking ball got him. Twins had just 2 runners in scoring position over the final 8 innings. Next batter is Nick Punto. 1-2 fastball. Ring him up. Tigers going to win at 7-2. They now lead the AL Central by 3 games with 4 to play. So Ron Gardenhire and company up against it with time running out. For you on Boston.com. White Sox and Indians. Game 1, Eric Wedge riding out the string. Top 5, Fausto Carmona had a good day. Gets Scott Podsednik. Carmona 7 innings of work, 1 earned run, 5 Ks. Wedge, of course, fired before the game, but he'll manage through the rest of the season. Travis Hafner with a home run, his 16th of the year. That'll make the skipper feel good. The Indians win it 5-1. But they played a second game, and well, these were the Indians that cost their manager the job. Justin Masterson on the mound in the second game. Masterson gets Jason Nix at the top of the 5th. Next batter is Ramon Castro. Got him 2. Next batter is Brent Lillibridge. Masterson was 12 strikeouts on the night, and Wedge says what he'll take with him is working with those young players. Remember, they traded away Victor Martinez, and Cliff Lee went with the youth movement. But Paul Konerko went with that one and drove in Dwayne White.
Next to his name, bottom 1. 1 take. I love it. Derek Jeter, leadoff job, is 18th. We are tied. Chamberlain, a royal disappointment against Kansas City Wednesday. Struggling early. Mark Tien singles over Mark Teixeira. Run scores. The Royals up 2-1. We go top 4, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Brian Pena singles up the middle off Chamberlain. Josh Anderson scores. Chamberlain allows 3 runs on 91 pitches in 3 2/3. Just 52 strikes. Got pulled. The fans were booing it. Top 7. Game tied. John Buck. He triples. Nick Swisher. I'm not laughing, really. Tien scores. Royals win 4-3. Chamberlain, though, he's the story here, and you got
Rays because, well, they need something to do until Monday when they start vacation. Orioles trying to avoid their 13th straight loss. Ben Zobrist trying to give them their 13th straight loss. 3-run shot for him, his 26th of the season. Rays win their 82nd game and guarantee their 2nd ever winning season. And
swept by a 100-loss team. That's stuff you don't highlight in the next season's media guide. Nationals, bases loaded, 1 out, bottom 9. Francisco Rodriguez gets Ryan Zimmerman. There's 2 outs. Next batter, full count. Adam Dunn walks, so it's 4-3 as the run scores. Next batter, full count, Justin Maxwell. How do you party? Walk-off grand slam. 2nd career grand slam for Maxwell. This is his 3rd home run of the season. 5 walk-off grand slams in the majors this season. Ricky Nolasco and the Marlins. He's won 4 of his last 5. Bottom 3, Marlins have already given him a 3-0 lead against Adam LaRoche swinging. Next batter is Matt Diaz. And then the next batter is the opposing pitcher, Javier Vasquez. And that's 3 in a row. You saw all 3. He strikes out the side in the 4th. You're going to see that here. And he said after this game, he's always kept a tally in his head about how many Ks he's had. He said that began back in high school. Didn't know why, but he said he's always kept a tally. So he knows right now that he's got 6 in a row. Let's go to the 5th inning. This was a guy who was sent to the minors earlier this season. Brian McCann, that's 7 in a row. Garrett Anderson, 8 in a row. Yuniel Escobar, that's 9 in a row. Now, Velasco said he wasn't aware of what the record was. Well, let's tell you, the record's 10, and you've got 9 in a row. Bottom 6, are you going to tie the record? No. LaRoche doubles into right. Velasco's consecutive strikeout streak ends. He went 7 2/3, 16 Ks. Remember, the 9-inning record is 20. That is a Marlins team record, though. Gave up 2 earned runs. Now, here we are, bottom 9. Leo Nunez now pitching for the Marlins. Runner on third, facing Escobar. He singles, drives in McCann, and all of a sudden 5-2 is 5-3. 2 batters later, Matt Diaz with 2 outs. He grounds to third. Wes Helms to stop, but the throw, no. Bounced it, reaches on the air, and we got runners on the corners. Next batter, Omar Infante. He singles. Dan Uggla needs our longer arms. It's 5-4. Now, after a walk to load the bases, Martin Prado is up. Brendan Donnelly pitching. 5-4 bases loaded. Atlanta needs this. Donnelly goes wild.
Oh.
Diaz from third. And look at, he turns back.
Oh.
And Ronnie Polino throws, and Helms tags out Diaz. And that ends the game. Diaz said afterwards he prides himself in making decisions. But there he hesitated and said he's never felt so bad about a play.
What's that you say about he who hesitates?
They're lost, and in this case, Atlanta is lost. But Bobby Cox, he's seen it all, and he's not going to throw his man under the bus. In the NL East now, the rest of the story. Pedro Martinez, first start since leaving after 3 innings in the middle of September. J.R. Tolles, is that the cat who wrote The Hobbit?
It's Tolkien.
Oh, my bad. I haven't been to the library in a while. He goes yard. Astros up 2-1. Pedro, 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned, 84 pitches. Bottom 4, Phillies down to run. Runners on the corner. Raul Ibanez back to the pitcher, Brian Moeller. Miguel Tejada pointing at second for Moeller to throw there, but Kaz Matsui not covering the bag. Moeller's throw wide. Run scores were tied. Later in the inning, Phillies now up 4-3. Pedro Feliz, he doubles to left center. Ibanez scores. Phillies up 5-3. Bottom 7, it's 8-3. Ibanez. Long stroking, his 34th of the season. That's a career high. Phillies up 10-3. Top 9. 2 outs. Brad Lidge. Ryan Howard. And there they go. The Phillies win. They clinch the NL East. Maui goes wild. HK upstairs. Got to be smiling.
It's been a great run, over these last 3 years. The bond that we've built on this team, the additions that we've had this year, Pedro, Cliff, Ben Francisco, everybody that's come, everybody's contributed.
It's a testament to the drive and the work ethic and the determination of the team. It's not just about talent, it's about determination, and this team has it.
This took a lot of weight off our shoulders, I guess you could say. We all knew what was at stake, and we knew we had a lead, and it wasn't the fact that we were concerned with blowing it. It was just that we wanted to do it early. We wanted to satisfy the fans. We were looking to get a day off, but the only way we could do that was by clinching before the last day of the season.
The Pirates, now they're struggling against the Padres. Picking up top third, Clayton Richard on the mound. Dodgers trailing 1-0, 1 on, 1 out. Orlando Hudson into the 6-4-3 double play in the inning. Dodgers had 1 hit, a Matt Kemp single in the first inning, and that was it. The fewest hits since June of 2008. Bottom 4, Tony Gwynn over to second. Orlando Hudson comes home. Everett Cabrera gets caught in the pickle. He collides with Mark Loretta. They call interference. Cabrera awarded home on the error by Loretta. And check this out. Loretta locks his leg around Cabrera. It's kind of like the old figure 4 leg lock in wrestling, and that always made guys submit whenever you did that. Padres up 5-0.
You get that on WWE?
Back in the day, NWA, back in the day, old school wrestling. Top 6, same score, 2 outs, 1 on. Clayton Richard gets Manny Ramirez. The Padres win at 5-0. Ramirez struck out twice.
If the Rockies beat visiting Milwaukee, Colorado with Jason Hamill up, and he's got a 1-0 lead. We're in the top of the second. Prince Fielder. Power is the ultimate aphrodisiac. His 44th of the year, 138th RBI. We're tied at 1.
Guy at GNC told me something else.
What?
About the ultimate athlete. But anyway.
Oh, okay. Hey, we got Todd Helton in the bottom of the 3rd. Don't interrupt my flow. 15th of the season, it's 4-2. Top 5, Rockies 5-4. 2 on, 1 out for the Brewers. Casey McGee, long fly ball to left. Seth Smith, how about them apples? Throws it back to the infield. Now, check it out. You got the first runner, Jody Garrett, going back to second. But the second runner, Ryan Braun, is on second, so he gets doubled off. And somebody forgot their thinking cap. At bottom 6, I know you know, that ball is Gonzo. Carlos Gonzalez, his 13th. The Rockies up 8-4. Now 8-5, bottom 7. It's really not a Rockies highlight unless Tulo does something big. Troy Tulowitzki is 31st. That comes off Chris Smith. And the Rockies, they gain 2 on the day. Their magic number is 1. They win at 10-6. Tulo buying insurance and then talking about it after.
Louis still battling for the top spot in the NL, but they had lost 4 or 5. They've been struggling as well. John Smoltz going for them. Bottom 2nd, he walks Scott Rowland. Leadoff walks, so Rowland's on first. Jay Bruce with a full count. He walks him. Back-to-back walks. Men on first and second. And then later, Drew Stubbs at the plate. Smoltz, 2 straight balls, asks for another ball. It's the ball's fault. 2 pitches later, different ball, same result. Smoltz walks in Jay Bruce, the 11th walk-in run of his career. Bottom 3rd, Brandon Phillips at the plate with a full count, and Smoltz another leadoff walk. Phillips is on first. He's not happy with the baseballs that he's getting. Tony La Russa talks to the umpire, and then another walk.
That's the worst baseballs I've ever pitched with in my life. I mean, I walked 3 guys all year, and I walked 5 today. I mean, it's just... It's part of the battle. I went out there and battled, but I felt helpless and didn't make pitches when, I normally make pitches in those situations, and I just had no feel for the baseball, and that's about the worst thing you can have as a pitcher.
They got to check the baseballs in Cincinnati. Next batter is Lance Nix, and wouldn't you know it, a fan's going to get to check out that baseball. Nix's 15th home run of the season, first career grand slam, and Cincinnati goes on to win it. All of them certified spectacular. It's SportsCenter's top plays, number 10 A's and Mariners. Ken Griffey Jr. You got to wonder how long we're going to see that sweet swing. 421 feet, the 629th career home run. Mariners win 7-zip.
And number 9, sound up.
Here overall, we've been playing pretty good. That's a guy who's got some confidence to be able to get the skip. He's going to be lacking confidence by tomorrow.
I mean, that sounded like it hurt. Like he just went upside his head. Number 8, Rangers and Angels. Maceris Turris flips to Eric Ibar, steps on second and spins and throws. Another look at the great double play. That's why the Angels, partly why, they're headed to the playoffs.
White Sox Indians, they played 2. Mark Kotze, this is game 2. Grounder right side. Jamie Carroll brought his adult glove. Indians lost the game and a manager.
Number 6, Twins and Tigers. Both teams want it bad. Jason Kubel getting down and dirty to make the grab, but the Tigers win 7-2. Twins are going to need a whole lot more effort like that to try to stay in this.
Say you want a revolution at number 5. FC Dallas is sure we do against New England. Jeff Cunningham, the diving header. 16th of the season, FC Dallas wins 1-0.
Number 4, Blue Jays and Red Sox, Rod Barajas with the grounder. Jed Lowry, one of the few guys you've actually heard of who played in this game, throws Barajas out at first, but Barajas will be on the right side of top plays later. Little foreshadowing.
Cardinals Reds, they got all over John Smoltz. Joey Votto grounder to short. Brendan Ryan backhands. And from across the field for the out.
Number 2, Mets and Nationals. Bottom 9, bases loaded, 2 outs. Justin Maxwell. Walk-off grand slam. Only his 2nd career at bat with the bases loaded. Both resulted in grand slams. If I got a situation with the bases loaded for the Nationals and I need a pinch hitter, I know who I'm calling.
Blue Jays, Red Sox. George Kataris. Foul ground. Rod Barajas. Careful, man. There's a beverage here. By the way, Houston Lebowski Bash, November 13th. Taking a look. Blue Jays with Roy Halladay. Big winners, 12-0.
On Thursday, this is the only drama left. Top 3rd, Twins down 1-0. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Joe Mauer. That'll drop. Nick Punto scores. Denard Span into 3rd. Single from our game, tied at 1. Next batter is Michael Kadire. Base hit. Here comes Span. Twins lead 2-1. So Kadyr's 90th RBI gives the Twins 4 players with 90 RBI for the first time in franchise history. Morneau, Mauer, and Kubel also in that number. 3-run third, so it's 4-1 Twins, bottom 4. Marcus Thames hitting the shoulder with Scott Baker's pitch. Thames gives Baker the evil eye. Next batter's Brandon Inge, and Thames, check out the slide. Hard slide into second to disrupt the throw. Orlando Cabrera's throw offline. Inge is safe, and Cabrera from short has some words for Thames. Things starting to get a little chippy there. Bottom 5. Thames up again. Tigers down 4-1. Baker up and in on Thames, and and Baker's like, dude, what do you want? Later in the at-bat, that's what Baker wanted. Got him looking, inning over. We go to the 8th. Bases loaded for Orlando Cabrera facing Bobby C. And Cabrera's bringing everybody home. Off the wall, he's got a 12-game hit streak. He's also scored in all 12 of those games. 7-1 Twins are the first sellout crowd in 2 months in Detroit. Didn't have much to cheer about. Bottom 8, Jose Majares throws behind him Adam Everett. Angel Hernandez comes out to warn both benches, and Jim Leland comes out to argue. And Hernandez, like, how about a shower? Top 9, Jeremy Bonderman on the mound for the Tigers. Twins up 8-3, first pitch of the inning. And it continues. Bonderman hits Delman Young in the leg. You got to know that's coming. Ron Gardenhire comes running out of the dugout. Young ready to get after somebody. Bonderman and catcher Gerald Laird get ejected. Jerry. In the end, the Twins win at 8-3. They split the 4-game series. The lead is 2 now.
Can still win the NL West to win Thursday against visiting Milwaukee. The Rockies get a seat at the playoff adult table, and the win would also set the franchise record for wins in a season at 91. It's not a Rockies highlight without Troy Tulowitzki doing something. 2 on, bottom 3, Rockies up 1. They're up 2 now off Manny Parra. Ryan Spilborg scores. Next batter's Garrett Atkins. His diet is the double. Todd Helton scores. Tulo to third, and the Rockies up 3-0. 3 batters later, bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitcher, Aaron Cook, is up. Aaron Cook walked 3 times in this game. The first pitcher to do that since Joaquin Andahar back in 1984. Tulo scores. It's 4-0. Dexter Fowler walked. Parra pulled 2 2/3. Rockies up 5-0 after 3. Cook getting some defensive help in the 6th. Felipe Lopez ground ball to Atkins, diving stop. Helton, the scoop, out. Top 8, 7-1 Rockies. Cook still in. He's cooking with gas. Boom, 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 boom. Jody Garrett, 6-4-3 double play. Cook, 8 innings, 1 run allowed, 14 ground ball outs. Top 9, Rockies 9-2, 2 outs. Franklin Morales gets Alcides Escobar. Rockies making the postseason for the 3rd time in franchise history, and man, they came from way back in the abyss. 9-2 your final. Colorado in.
You've heard me talk about it for months. You know, this is one of the proudest moments in my baseball career. I mean, that their unselfishness and their dedication towards one another, and to climb out of the hole that we were in when we started, it says a whole lot about these kids, not only right now, Mark, but moving forward. There's still a lot for us to accomplish this year, but moving forward, this is quite an organization, let me tell you.
It's exciting. That's what you play the game for. I'm happy for guys like Todd. I've been here for a long time. I'm spoiled. This is my 2nd year going to the postseason in 3, so hopefully keep that going. But we could do some special things around here.
It's just an exciting day. We knew we had to come out and do a job, and we did it.
1.84 ERA in 16 outings at AT&T Park. He gets Gerardo Parra, top of the 2nd. That's his first strikeout of the game. And then Lincecum facing the pitcher, Dan Herron. Herron's like, I'm a pitcher. I throw strikes. I know strikes. That's not a strike. But it was. Bottom 3rd, Herron gets Lincecum swinging through his shoes. I mean, he puts everything in every pitch, so why not put everything in every swing? Bottom 5, 4-0 Giants. Panda.
Sandoval drives it into right center field. He'll have at least a double. And the Panda's on the move. The Panda's on the move. The Panda is on the move. And he's going to make it. He was on the move.
Most impressive thing about Sandoval, being able to slow down after you get all that weight moving forward. Top 7, now 5-0 Giants, 2 outs. Lincecum gets Mark Reynolds swinging. Lincecum struck out 7 in 7 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. Randy Johnson in to close it out, top of the 9th. Chad Tracy will be the final out. And the Giants going to win at 7-3, and they say goodbye to Rich O'Reilly. His Philadelphia Phillies still trying to lock up home field in the National League. Cliff Lee, very inconsistent recently. Top first, 2 on. Lance Berkman off Lee. That'll drive in 2. Lee and the Phillies fall behind 2-0. He would settle down. Now top 5 gets Michael Bourne. Check out Bourne's bat and catcher Paul Bacco. Bourne flips the bat as a strikeout, and it hits Bacco. And Bacco's like, it's going to take more than a bat to stop me. Top of the 6th, Phillies not only down 2-1. Kaz Matsui leading off. And Lee walks him with a 3-0 count. Bacco comes out to talk to Lee. He's like, hey, dude, I got hit by a bat. Least you can do is throw the ball over the plate. And he did, but Miguel Tejada hit it into the people. 2-run shot. Lee, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 6 strikeouts, and the Astros win it.
NL Cy Young Award race. Chris Carpenter, team not scoring any runs in his last 4 starts, only 2 per. So you know what he does? Facing Kip Wells with the bases loaded in the top of the 2nd. He takes the bat and he takes it into his own hands. Grand slam. First pitch. 1 take. I love it. Cardinals up 5-0. First grand slam by a Cardinals pitcher since Kent Mercker in 1998. First career home run for Carpenter in 327 plate appearances. And then there was the deal where he pitched. Johnny Gomes ends the 2nd. Bottom 3rd, runners on the corners. Joey Votto, Chinot center. Top 5, 7-0, 2 outs, runners on 1st and 2nd. Carpenter up again. And this is off Micah Owings, who's a great hitting pitcher. 6 RBIs for Carpenter. That doubles his career RBI total. He had 6 going into Thursday. It's the Cards team record for a pitcher. Dusty said at Carpenter hit a Bob Gibson type day, pitching and hitting. Gets Drew Sutton to end the 5th. 5 innings, nothing earned, 3 hits, 6 Ks. It's SportsCenter's top plays. All of them certified spectacular. Number 10, A's and Mariners. Ichiro with a fly ball. What's the number 1 problem for men, Neil? Communication.
Yeah, but see, Rajay Davis is like talent makes up for a lack of communication.
Well, that's where I was lacking.
And the A's going to win it 4-2.
She's a beauty, that number 9 WNBA Finals, Jessica Moore and Diana Taurasi. Talk to the hand. But in the end, the Fever, they do the talk and they win, even the series.
Number 8, Capitals and Bruins. Alexander Simon with the drop pass. But Alexander Ovechkin is the man who puts the puck in the net. That's a sweet pass, though. Ovechkin with a pair of goals. Caps win 4-1.
Let's go back to Toronto. Canadiens, Maple Leafs. Thomas Caberlet fires Matt Stajan. He had 2 goals in this game. He had just 2 multi-goal games all of last season. He gets the top play, but the Leafs lose in OT.
Number 6, Twins and Tigers. Mike Redmond at the play. It's not about him. It's about Curtis Granderson. He's a man outstanding in his field. Even when he's going down to get it.
At 5, Colorado, West Virginia. Noel Devine. Got some if you need it. 77 yards. Mountaineers win at 35-24. Colorado a late score.
Number 4, Orioles and Rays. Matt Wieters with a fly ball. Ben Zobrist with a diving catch, but the Orioles get the win. They finally stopped that 13-game losing streak. Zobrist did all he could to extend it.
Let's keep those CCs coming, Stan. At 3, Canucks Flames. Henrik Sedin's shot. Mika Kiprasov. He's not a baller. He's a sprawler. Stick save. Flames win at 5-3.
Number 2, Southern Miss and UAB. The double reverse. And Austin Davis is going to throw it. Quentin Pierce is going to catch a 41-yard touchdown. Southern Miss loses 30-17. You know what Southern Miss, don't you? Brett Favre. You know, we got to find ways to get him into the show.
That was a good way to get him into the segment.
Yeah, we don't really talk about him that much.
Okay, this looked like Larry and MJ in that old Nothing But Net commercial. It's Chris Paul. Trick shot off the rafters, off the floor, backboard, hoop. Nothing but net.